It's just a little update on the Panda. Haven't really said anything about it since, geez, when was it? November? It's kind of a secret that it got into a car accident last May. Ford F-350 sideswiped us, basically. And then shortly after that, the transmission went bad. And just got really discouraging. But here's the repair work I did. It's my first hand at grafting in a piece of metal, and it came out pretty good. It's a little bit more work, but this edge right here was about over here. And I didn't do it from scratch. I actually went to the junkyard and cut out a piece from another Stealth, and then undid the spot welds here, and just basically seamed right here. And I put the 3000 GT sail panel side on it in glass while I was at it. I still gotta do the other side. That's the only thing left that's Stealth on here still. And I did a ton of useless things. Well, most people are gonna think that these are useless, but I like it. It gives the car personality, and I always like that rarity factor. All right. First thing is
key is in the ignition. Key is in the...
That's the voice box from a 1987 Nissan Maxima. I wired the whole thing up. It still thinks it's in a Maxima. And I'll give you a demo of everything it says.
Lights are on. Lights are on.
The only thing I don't think I'll be able to get it to say is fuel is low, because I just put fuel in. Well, not a lot. And it also mutes the Mitsubishi radio. So when it goes to talk, it's going to interrupt this speaker and tweeter. So when we go, then the speed sensor, it's hooked up to the speed sensor, so if I'm moving and I open the door,
left door is open.
so you'll see it'll mute the radio.
Right door is open.
That blinking is telling you it's muted. We put
Parking brake is on.
So there's that.
Fuel level is low. Fuel level is low.
This is a 2002 Diamante digital AC, which is the same that our 98, 90, 99 VR4s came with the addition of, this would be one big button for the front defrost, but here it's split into two buttons, front and rear defrost. And it's also got this extra button here for outside temperature. And why they didn't just put that on our VR4s, I don't know. Yeah, it works perfectly. Still think it's in Diamante, and I have it working with the 3S motors to control everything underneath the dashboard. It works perfectly. When you see when I push the rear, see if I can get the... You can see it actually turns on the stock button there. What else did I do? Jdm Cluster. This is, well, not only a Jdm Cluster, but it's a Japanese automatic cluster, and it has the addition of these lights. I'm just going to turn it off because make it easier here. Yeah, it's got the park, reverse, neutral, drive, 2, and L right there on the dash. And they have a third mode in Japan called Hold, which my TCU doesn't support. Hold is like, well, they had four-wheel drive transmissions there, so it's not useful here. I hooked up the active exhaust here. I did a few different things. I didn't use the stock motor. I used the cruise control diaphragm, and I made it vacuum operated. And I also made the ECS lights tell me what it's doing. So right now it's in tour mode, and when you go wide open throttle, the twin turbo ECU automatically opens it up, or if you go above 3,500 RPM, I just think it's cool to be able to see what it's doing. There's the cruise control, little vacuum solenoid, like the ones that come on the firewall. I made a little vacuum tank out of a non-turbo intake resonator, and this is the vacuum source. And I used the power antenna wiring, the pink wire that used to make the antenna. Well, this has a manual antenna, but that's what I have hooked up to the ECU that tells this solenoid to come on and off. That solenoid is hooked up to the cruise control cable. It comes through there. It works perfectly. The advantages to this is that it reacts much faster. It doesn't try to close. Well, this isn't a manual, but if it was a manual, well, that's a Diamante shifter, by the way, which looks much nicer. But if it was manual, the stock system tries to close the exhaust on you in between shifts, and it makes you like it just kills you. You can hear it working back there. That's the active Aero, and I made my own front motor simulator. I used 2 relays. So that works perfectly. Tips up at 45, goes back down at 25 miles per hour. And this is the speedometer for that came with the cluster. And I converted it to, it displays in miles per hour by just switching around a couple of solder beads inside. So let's take it for a little ride. Spoilers up, watch it tip down, 25, there we go. I like the kilometers better. It doesn't have those ugly orange numbers in the middle. It doesn't tell me I have to use premium. Not like I don't know that. Just looks better next to the tab. So that's it. Panda.